Oh my gosh. Oh. Welcome back if you've been here before to Curated by Chelsea. Listen. Candyman. I've tried to film this video 3 times now, and for whatever reason I keep getting tongue-tied. I don't know what's wrong with me. It just doesn't come out. But before I begin, I apologize for any noise that you may hear in this little intro. I've decided that I'm going to voice over after this. So in my last video I talked about transforming my life, and I am using one method in particular and then just kind of incorporating routines in my life to make my life that much easier and transforming it. Yeah, I quickly want to go over the method and then that's when the voiceover will start. I found this life transforming method on TikTok, I know, and it was just her video that I watched. I did not go and watch any of her other videos. I had to just kind of see what would happen, and I was curious, and I do think that it is working. So this is called the shift method. It is a like 6-month transformation type of thing, but the first 4 weeks of your transformation is really getting into the nitty-gritty. So the shift is an acronym, and the S stands for subconscious reprogramming. The H is heal your triggers. The I is identity activation. The F is financial alignment. And T is take aligned action. So once you get to the T, obviously you're taking all of the things that you've learned in the first, 4 weeks, and taking action and kind of getting to your goals. How are you going to hit your goals now? What is going to happen, you know, after you've decided to take on this method? I do want to say I started doing this on July 21st. I can't remember if it was a new moon or a full moon, but that's when I started, and then I'm supposed to be completely transformed by December 27th, 2023, which would make that 6 months. I am on month 3 and I am seeing a slight transformation already, definitely in the skin, because I remember saying that last video, like getting the skin together. I have been going to the gym. I am so out of my comfort zone right now, and it's so weird. It's very triggering, but here I am going to the gym every day. It's so weird. If you want to go watch her TikTok video, her name on TikTok is Juliet, and her @name is $1 Million Hypnotist. Definitely go check out her entire video, but also, you know, watch this one because the information is here already. You know, you're already here. But anyway, if you like this video, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. And now we're gonna go into voiceover mode because I don't feel like getting tongue-tied and being weird. That is editing hell. And now that I'm like on this whole, you know, life transformation thing, I want to make my life easier. So I'm working smarter, not harder. So yeah. So during this voiceover, you're gonna see me doing different things. I'm gonna be making bagels and probably just cleaning up my room. So we'll see. All right. Let's get into this shift method. So we're going to start with S, and that is subconscious reprogramming. So I know that kind of sounds a little dystopian and scary, but I promise it's really just all in shifting your mindset. So during this reprogramming, you are shifting your brain into wanting this life transformation. Why do you even want this? You know, write this down and figure out why you want this, and then focus on actually working on your mindset. After I wrote down why I even wanted to do this, I came up with some affirmations and some very simple goals. So just like waking up 30 minutes earlier and doing some Pilates, or just waking up and moving. It doesn't have to be Pilates. My affirmations were mostly focused on money affirmations, but even also career goals. So I would wake up and say to myself, you are a beautiful, successful woman. You are making however much money today or this week or this month. For me, I had to really get out of my own way and out of my own head and stop with the negative self-talk, because it was bad at one point. So for that first week, I would be consistent with the affirmations. If I didn't make it to the mirror, I would just write it down in my journal or just say it to myself kind of repetitively. I try not to be too chanty about it because that can get weird. But I did make sure to either write down or say my affirmations daily for about a week. And like I said before, I tried working on getting up earlier. So normally I get out of bed around 8, but I would get up at 7:30 and try to move or just be up. Just getting up earlier was one of my main goals. And this is just what I did. But if you have another way that you want to go about shifting your mindset, go for it. But that's just what I did. I started with the most simple thing, affirmations, and setting very easy, attainable goals. Moving on to H, which is healing your emotional triggers. This was one of the harder ones for me. First, you want to pinpoint what exactly your emotional triggers even are. I'm going to mention one of mine. I personally don't like to be yelled at or even called out about things, but that is something that I needed to work on, because guess what? You have to take accountability sometimes. That is just one of mine. I didn't get too personal with it, but that is just one of mine. And what you want to do from there is figure out why that is your emotional trigger. And I always feel like when you find out the why, you can kind of start to heal from it. I do want to mention that even though this is a 4-week little process with the first 4 steps, it is actually going to take that entire 6 months. You're going to revisit all of this stuff throughout your process. I'm going to move on to I, because I feel like healing your triggers is pretty self-explanatory for the most part. So I is identity activation. With identity activation, you are going to ask yourself who you need to be. So who is the person that you are striving to even be? Obviously it's you, but it's the best version of you. So what does that look like? Go ahead and write that down. Think about it. Put it in your notes app, whatever it is. Who do you need to be? Who do you want to be? Who do you need to be? Ask yourself those questions. Okay, so now we're moving on to financial alignment. I personally think this is number 2 hardest, because you really have to stop thinking so negatively about money. And that can be very hard, especially if you grew up in a place of lack where you didn't have money, or your mindset around money was just very poor because of upbringing. And I also feel like this one is a little bit harder because this is not something we're actively thinking about all the time. Like, you don't even realize that you have financial triggers or negative thoughts about finances. For me, I always feel like I will never make enough money. And this is where the subconscious reprogramming is, because in order to get the money that I desire, I have to work on my reprogramming. So those are going to work hand in hand. All of them are going to work hand in hand technically. So with the financial alignment, I do say some financial affirmations or money affirmations, and really try to change my mindset when it comes to money. And like I said, I feel like this one is the hardest, because if you grew up in an environment where either it was from a place of lack, or even if you were just handed money, it can be very hard to get out of that mindset. As always, either write this down or think about it, put it in your notes app. It doesn't matter. But figure out what your financial triggers are, and let's see if you can work on fixing that. Maybe you struggle with saving money. Like, every time you go out of the house, you spend money all willy-nilly. Work on that and, stop, or don't do it as much. And now we get to the T, which is take aligned action. And you're just going to put all of those previous 4 things into play. You're going to constantly be working on them, journaling about them, doing a little audio recording about them all the time. You're going to be thinking about them a lot for sure, but this is all about action. This is all about accomplishing the goals that you set in place, working on who the person you want to be, who the person you need is. It all does start to come together. I'm only in month 3, and I am definitely just now seeing the fruits of my labor, I guess. But no, really, I am seeing transformation in my skin, a transformation in my body, but I'm also taking action behind those things, like changing up my skincare, being on it and prompt about it, going to the gym. When it comes to the financial process, that's still a work in progress for me. When it comes to the identity activation, still a work in progress. I don't expect to see those right away. It is a process, and it is not easy, but it is not meant to be easy. So that's my little piece and pretty much the video. But if you do want to see Juliet's videos, go ahead and look at her TikTok and watch some of her videos, because I'm pretty sure she does deep dives on the shift method. Like I said, I'm just taking a little bit of her method. I'm not really doing the entire thing. But if you do want to take it a step further for you, go ahead. I personally just like to keep things a little more simplified, just have a little bit of a guide. And then from there, I kind of take it into my own hands. That's just how I am. But I have to give credit where it's due. I really can't believe I just did that voiceover and even made this video, and I'm gonna post it. I'm stepping so out of my comfort zone when it comes to stuff like this. I never want to come off as being preachy. So if I did come off as being preachy, this is just something that I am doing in my life, so you don't have to do it. I had to put that in there because I know some people will be like, I'm not doing this, so you don't have to. It's fine. I just wanted to share that part of my life. I also hope you enjoyed watching me make bagels. They turned out really good. They're a little bit overproofed, but I'm still working on it. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. I will be talking about my routines. I don't want to talk about the life transformation a little bit too much. I kind of just want to show you instead of talking about it. So routines is part of that. So I'm going to be showing you routines, and you've seen some of the footage in this video, but yeah, I hope you guys kind of like this format. I know it's kind of weird, but I just had to get that out without being face to face or face to camera. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Bye.